In this video, we're going to be looking at staccato, legato, and pizzicato. These are three examples of articulation. Articulation, put very simply, is just how we play the notes. And different instruments, depending on how they're made, have different ways of performing articulation. The three examples we're looking at today are three of the most common forms of articulation on the guitar. Let's look first of all at legato. Legato, the Italian word for tied together, means to play the notes smoothly. This is typically used when playing a melody, and you might see it written out with phrase marks like this. After we've played the note, we want to keep it ringing until the next note has been played, so as to make sure that there's no gap between any of the notes. In the left hand, this means keeping our finger pressed down until the next note is played, because if we lift our finger before we play the next note, there'll be a small gap and the notes won't be tied together. Generally speaking, when we pluck the string, we place our finger on the string first, but if we do this too soon, it will stop the sound, so we have to use very small movements so that we can play quickly and smoothly. Now let's talk about staccato. And staccato is when the notes are detached, and we can show that on the score with these little dots. Now you may think that playing staccato is quite straightforward, because all you need to do is take your finger off the string. But the trouble is when you do that is that it can cause the string to make another sound, and it's not as abrupt as if we were to use our right hand to stop the string. So instead, what we need to do is play the note as usual, and then with an alternative finger, stop the string, play the next note with that finger, and then stop the string with the other finger. And then you can keep alternating this for however long you need to use staccato. Finally, let's look at pizzicato. Pizzicato is notated like this, and it's usually performed with the bass notes on the guitar. On other instruments, it means to pluck the string, but when we pluck the strings on the guitar, we get quite a nice clean sound. So to get the pizzicato effect, we need to find a new technique. To do this, we place the edge of our hand on the strings near the bridge, and this will dampen the sound. We can then pluck the strings with our thumb, and this will give us a dampened sound effect, similar to pizzicato on other instruments. So let's talk about some ways that we can practice these articulations. And I think one of the best ways is to try and implement these ideas into your scale practice. And scales are so great because they're really simple and they're so versatile. For pizzicato, I'd recommend looking at scales which use the bass strings, and try and aim for a consistent sound. You may need to slightly adjust your hand position and get used to the feeling of playing with an outstretched thumb. If your hand is covering too much of the strings, you'll completely stop the sound, and if it's not touching enough of the strings, you get a normal sound. So you need to find a balance somewhere in between. For staccato, you can practice appoggiando or tornando, and make sure that you're stopping the notes with the right hand. The left hand should be largely unchanged from your normal playing. Legato, however, requires careful consideration of both hands. You'll need to be thinking ahead of what note is coming next, so that you can anticipate that note and prepare your fingers. So for example, I'm placing my finger down to play the next note, while the previous note is still ringing. I hope this helps and gives you some ideas on a basic introduction to articulation. Thanks very much for watching, don't forget to subscribe and check out my other videos.